What's going on, guys? Blazing Tech here. Today we're going to be doing a real quick unboxing of a late 2016 13-inch MacBook Pro with Touch Bar. I personally have never played around with one of these, so it'll be interesting to see the changes between this year and my year and just how this one stacks up on its own. So the model we have right here is a 13.3-inch with the Retina display. It also has a touch bar, and it's also rocking a 3.1 gigahertz Intel Core i5 Duo, and it's got 8 gigs of RAM with 256 gigs of flash storage. And it's rocking all of those USB-C ports. So let's just open this thing up and see how it feels. In typical Apple fashion, the box is beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and take the shrink wrap off of this guy here, and let's see how it feels. I haven't opened a MacBook since I bought my original one, my first one. So here's the box. It's rocking that touch bar right there, and it should be awesome. So let's just drag this open right here, and this feels like a $2,000 piece of equipment, as it should, because of its price tag. So very carefully I'm going to lift this tab up and get the MacBook out. And this was just shipped out today, so it's a little warm. But my first impressions are that this thing is tiny. For a 13-inch, it is extremely tiny. And we'll show you how it looks and compares against my new one. Then in the box here, you probably have your startup information in here, and we don't really need that. And then you have your wall adapter here, which we definitely need. So this is my first time taking a look at a USB-C cable, and it's actually pretty cool. My initial reaction is it looks exactly like a micro USB, and the fact that it has the same connection on both sides is really cool. In my mind, I can already tell that a replacement wire would be pretty cheap. It's also really cool that it's like iPhone-esque, that you can just plug this in and it's reversible. That's pretty cool too. And then if you needed to replace either the wire or the brick, it would be cheaper than buying them all new like the MagSafe that they sell now. This thing is absolutely tiny. It feels like I'm holding like 3/4 of my computer. This thing is light. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the wrap here, and we'll see how the body feels compared to the new one. I mean, and compared to my one, the old one. That's clean. Very nice. Go ahead and flip this around. Take this off, and wow, this is nice. Wow, this is extremely light. I like that. This is actually really cool that the Apple logo is now reflective compared to the glowing one. I'm gonna kind of miss the glowing one, but the reflection's kind of cool. I dig it. I dig it. You've got your 2 USB-C ports right there, and you got your headphone jack, which is awesome. We need that. And here you've got 2 more USB-C ports. And then right here, let's see if you can open this with one hand. Alright, let's check out the feet on the bottom. The feet are a little small. They're a little smaller than mine, but that's cool. And then obviously you've got some really weird screws because they don't want you to open this at all. So let's go ahead and bring you guys out a little bit and open this guy up. One hand, sliding a little bit. You've got this clean little deal right here, and it is powering on for the first time. So taking a look at the little adapter that we've got here, this thing costs like 65 bucks, and I don't get an SD card slot. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. So here it is, guys, powered on. And the keyboard is actually really cool. I didn't think I'd like this butterfly keyboard, but honestly it's pretty responsive and it gives off a nice little sound. I'm used to mine, but honestly if you gave somebody maybe like 20-30 minutes with this, you'd be fine. The touch bar is actually really responsive, and I didn't think it would be. It's not too terribly bright, which is good for battery, but it's pretty cool. I could see where you would use this as opposed to the buttons, but also it's not really a necessity in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and bump up the brightness a little. The trackpad is huge. My hand is not very big, but I can like engulf all my fingers in here and barely really, you know, crunch up my hand. So you can do gestures and stuff like that, and that's pretty cool. So here we have my Mac on the bottom and the new Mac on the top, and you can see that this one just fits right inside of it, and that's because this is definitely a smaller machine and smaller form factor, and it's packing a lot of tech in here too, so that's a good step for Apple. I'm not going to say that my 13-inch on the bottom is extremely big, and it's been pretty portable for me, but I can imagine how portable and how much really space and weight you'll save by using this brand new 13-inch as opposed to the older 13-inch. This is my older MacBook over here on the left. I think it's a late 2015 with Retina display, and here's the brand new 2016, and you can see that it's not too terribly different in terms of size, but the new 13-inch is definitely smaller, and that would translate a lot better in terms of, you know, portability and stuff like that. Taking a look at the screens, I can't really tell much of a difference in terms of brightness. Obviously, I've got a really crappy light there, and the angle at which the screens are presented to me is a little bit different, but initially I don't think you'd be able to tell and definitively say that this screen is 10 times better than this screen. Obviously, you lose a little bit of the creature comforts, and honestly, the difference in keyboard comes down to personal preference, whether or not you like this new keyboard or whether or not you like kind of the bouncy older ones that make a little bit more noise. Honestly, this one is actually really comfortable. I can see where typing on this one for a long period of time would be a little more comfortable than this one, but honestly, both of them are really good keyboards, and you wouldn't be wrong between going with either one of them. So like I said, guys, thanks for watching the video, and we will certainly roll out a comparison between these two Macs to see which MacBook is the best bang for your buck and which MacBook is just better in terms of performance. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.